Most people think when they're going to get corporate clients, the one place that they need to be is on LinkedIn. And you all know that I am a proponent of getting on LinkedIn as a social media platform. But really, where corporate clients are going to find you in 2026 is what I'm going to share in this video today. So don't go anywhere because I'm going to dive into exactly how corporate clients are finding people like you this year. And I'm going to use a case study that I actually just walked someone through today to explain it. If you don't know, my name is Kirsten Allen, and outside of me getting on here to share my distinctions and things that are coming up for me, I also make a living out of my journey with corporate contracts. I come from a corporate background. I decided to leave and monetize my own skill set, not only to get contracts as a business owner myself, but I was also passionate in helping others see this opportunity for them. I've been able to help clients work with brands like Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, which is the same company. I've been able to help clients who were working 9 to 5s and had no idea that they could be getting these corporate clients to getting their first deal in the matter of 2 weeks. And so I recognize that this isn't something I just wanted to hold for myself, but I actually wanted to guide and walk people through with real strategy, give them my eyes, my attention, and my expertise to help them move from, this sounds like a good thing, but I don't really know if I belong in the room. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to package what I do. I don't know if I'm corporate enough to get into these spaces. All of these things is what I help coaches, like probably you are on the other end of this YouTube, to get into the room. Here's the thing. Corporate clients aren't scrolling on Instagram. Now, that's not to say people with jobs don't have these other platforms, because I've heard that before, like, oh, these are deals over on Facebook as well. Absolutely. But most times when people are making a work decision, there's only a couple of places where they're going to do that. Now, if they're scrolling at night and they happen to see you, yeah, they may save your post and they may reach out to you, but quite honestly, they're not in work mode. What I find to be very effective, especially for people who don't already have a network, you want to get in places where people are already looking to make decisions to hire people like you. I want to say that again. Go where the people are who are already making decisions, right? Of course, there's billions of people in the world, but where are decisions being made? That's where you want to be. The second thing that needs to be important about this process is you need to know clearly how you solve a business problem. That means you're either helping them make more money or save more money. That could be in so many different ways. In fact, the case study that I'm going to use today is from a woman who's actually a breathwork certification trainer. And you may be thinking like, how does that fit, right? We're thinking corporate. You might be thinking suit and tie, and you got to be all buttoned up, and you got to be this thing that corporate ultimately looks like when you think about that vision, this building, these people, suits, ties, all the things, right? And what actually happens is companies, especially during this time and even during the pandemic times, they are starting to prioritize more wellness initiatives. Now, people think that they have to go to employee benefits and, pitch these one-off things to get the employee. I've seen people do so many different things. And I'm like, rather than going that route, what you want to understand is that a company's leaders are their highest value asset. If you can offer anything to make the leadership stronger, you've already walked yourself 3 steps into the door before you've even said anything, right? Positioning definitely matters. Once you get clear on that piece, the doors literally open up for you, because not enough people are at a place where they could even serve a corporate client because they're not even speaking their language. And it doesn't mean you have to overhaul everything you're doing right now. One of the ways that I help coaches be able to replace complicated launches and add corporate clients to their income is showing them how to use the same message they already have with these clients. Speak about it in a way that attracts them without disrupting how you're marketing and how you're reaching your individual clients right now. In fact, I believe you can have both. Some people think you have to choose. Some people think it needs to be one or the other. Walmart doesn't choose. Delta doesn't choose. They serve clients like me as well. And they also have the MBA, which is a corporate client. Walmart also has, suppliers who are corporate clients. So if they don't have to choose, neither do we, right? And it does not take a lot of team. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It doesn't take a lot of complex systems. In fact, if you are a coach with team members who already run your day-to-day stuff well, like your social media platforms, maybe you have coaching calls, maybe you are designing curriculum. If you have a team that for the most part runs those things well, you're the perfect candidate because you as the voice, you're already used to getting out and speaking, to networking, to having conversations and doing the deals. Think about, Amazon CEO, this CEO, all these public figures that we know. Yeah, they're not getting on a call with me if I have an issue with my order. But if a huge client, corporation wants to partner with them, you better bet the CEO is going to be in that conversation while the team is going to be running the operations that support the day-to-day stuff. So that mindset can be adapted to women in business, to coaching businesses, to small businesses, just by using some very simple systems. You're not looking to, well, you absolutely could if you wanted to. It's available. But what I'm saying is for most people, you're not looking to get $1 billion corporate contract your first way out. For most people, even a 5-figure contract would be game changing because in addition to it being additional revenue, it's also less time, less hassle. You don't have to worry about putting together a launch and all the emails and da da da. You're literally having an email to a conversation, to a proposal, deal, deliver, go home. That's what more coaches want to have in their business, more cash flow options that allow you to stack without having more deliverables to provide on the back end, right? More risk, payment plan, this, that, all of that. None of that is common when it comes to working with corporations. And that's the freedom that I want more of us to be able to tap into because I can't do all the deals. I don't even want to do all the deals. As a matter of fact, I know my place. My place is as the connector. My place is filling in the gap between small business, coaching businesses, and corporations that need their support. So I am very clear on where I stand in this process. And so I feel that desire to work with people to show them the easy and simple steps, especially when people are telling you that it's too complicated and you shouldn't do it because they haven't figured it out. All right. So here's the thing. Before I get into the major piece outside of what I said, outside of the steps, outside of LinkedIn, the major way that people are going to find you, I want you to know this. If you're thinking, yes, I want to get into the corporate space, but I'm not sure where to start, then you're going to want to grab the link to my quiz, which I will have in the comments for you. It's completely free. I want to make sure you know about that up front so that you can see exactly what you need to work on to land your first or next contract opportunity. It's only going to take you like 5 minutes to do it. You're going to get instant results and you're going to have the opportunity to book a complimentary call with me to walk through your results. So go ahead and lock that in because I don't know how much longer we're going to be doing the calls because honestly, we're getting a lot of traction with it. And so if you don't see that option there by the time you get to this video, still take the quiz. You'll get some custom results and be able to implement it. All right, so let's get into it. The number one way that corporate clients are finding people right now is through Google search. I saw it live with my own eyes today. I was actually talking to the breathwork certification woman, and she's like, I have no idea how this company found me. And she ended up sending me the screenshot of the email that they sent. And I searched the term that they used because I'm like, this is really specific, right? That they reached out to her with. And I'm like, I know what they did. It's one or two places. They either saw her on LinkedIn or they saw her, they just Googled this and she came up. Lo and behold, Googled it. She was the second person after the ads that came up. I'm like, this is exactly how they found you. And she was shocked. She was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I was like one of the first ones outside of this company and that company. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly why they reached out to you. And what's interesting enough is that this was a government agency. So they didn't even consider some of the other ones because they weren't even US based. So it was really like she was the first option that was there on that very specific search that they had for the training that they were looking for. Most people are trying to figure out, how do they need to create content? And again, I understand it because for one side of the business, that makes sense. I'm never going to tell you that doing launching or whatever the case may be is wrong, because obviously for the B2C world, for your coaching clients, that makes sense. And that's your bread and butter. What I'm introducing to you is another opportunity to add more revenue without taking more of your time or adding more team or more launching, that can help create additional stability and more scaling opportunity for your business. And we all want to sign up for that, right? So Google is going to be important. Being searchable is going to be important under the keywords that corporate clients will look for. This is why I'm saying you don't have to create a brand new brand. You don't have to do all of these different overhauls. Like, you could literally have one page on your site that talks about corporate things. You could have a landing page that talks about the corporate training that you do. Like, it could really be super simple, but highly valuable for people who are already searching what it is that you do. So the quiz is going to help you be able to outline what potentially that could look like for you and what areas in your business you would want to fill in so that you can be positioned for these opportunities. And once you can get those things together, you'll have to test it out and you'll have to continue to fill in other things in the process. But that will help streamline you to be able to get positioned for these opportunities. Now, you could do this on your own, but of course, if you want to go faster with this, being able to work with an organization like mine that has already been through this, that has seen it on different levels, that has worked with people like you and have gotten them to success, is definitely going to help you fast track your process, right? So of course, I'm always going to invite you, if it's a good fit for you, to talk more about working with me to create that success in your business without you having to hit your head up against the wall. But the quiz is at least going to get you started to illuminate what these opportunities could look like, and then you'll be able to decide how you want to move forward from there. All right, so all in all, don't sleep on Google, don't sleep on SEO, don't sleep on these non-traditional ways for these large companies to find you, and don't overcomplicate it. Just speak to the thing again. What is it that they're looking for that helps them make more money, save more money? Whether you do a quick landing page or add an additional page to your site that's not super fancy to talk about that will help you get more found. And it can't just be leadership development. Like I said, for her, it was breathwork training. And that was a terminology that they used to find her in that search. So you got to be that clear about what you do in order for this to work. But it works like gangbusters, because clearly that wasn't the first time that she was found that way. And she had no idea that that's how they were finding her. But because I've seen this, I'm in 5 minutes, I could tell her exactly how they were finding her and also map her through a way that she can create repeat business through that. Because she also mentioned it felt like, it just happens and you don't know how. And so I was able to just quickly reverse engineer that for her. And I'm like, this is just what you would need to dial in on. And then of course there are other things that you can continue to do. You can start doing some outreach and all of that to keep the leads flowing. But that Google stuff, you want to definitely be on that this year. All right. Let me know in the comments. What's your questions? What's your thoughts that are coming up for you? Are you considering stepping into the space? Are you already in the space? What is your major question? Because this Friday, which doesn't really matter me saying that because you could be watching this at any time, but make sure you're following me over on Instagram, because there may be a Friday coming up where I'm doing a live Q&A. I just did one last week and it was amazing. I'm doing one this week as well. And so if you're not following me over on Instagram, be sure to do that, because the questions that you share here, I'll be answering during that live. And you'll also get to hear the other ones that are on the docket as well. So tune in for that. Check the comment for the quiz, and I will see y'all on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and also check out this next video.